Hello, everyone. Welcome to Coach Talk. My name is Steve Howard. I'm joined here by our special guest, Delane Fitzgerald, head football coach for Frostburg State University.
Football. The best thing that a young man can do for himself is pick out somewhere between a half a dozen to a dozen colleges that kind of fit who he is and what he is and kind of fit his needs academically. If I am an aspiring 14, 15-year-old freshman, sophomore in high school, and I'm trying to get schools to look at me, I'm going to go to a couple of camps as a freshman. I'm going to go to a handful of camps as a sophomore, and then I might increase it to 7 or 8 camps my junior and senior year. But that's one of the best ways to be seen. Where I see the mistake being made is I have young men tell me every summer, I'm going to 30 camps this summer. I'm going to 24 camps this summer. Well, if you're going to 3-day camp, 3-day camp, 1-day camp, 3-day camp, 1-day camp, when are you at home working?
These lines for a little bit. So what are some of the warning signs that you guys look for when you're recruiting a prospect for your program?
GPA is #1 warning sign, Stephen.
So can you explain to a student athlete out there that may be looking at Division II what that means to them as far as
sure.
the athletic and academic packages?
When we made the transition from NCAA Division III to Division II, the thing that changed is that we're allowed to give athletic money now. If he has character issues in high school, he's going to have character issues in college. And there's one that may, the GPA decreases a little bit in college, but just a little bit, okay? Their character thing usually goes up a little bit. It usually goes up a little bit in college because they're away from mom and dad.
So welcome everyone to the first inaugural Borderland Sports Reports award show. So tonight we're going to look back over the 2020 high school football season and acknowledge the players and teams and their accomplishments as we go through this year. To start this off, we're going to cue up a video by Patrick Melton of Americas, who kind of really summed up what it means to be in a position that these 5 young men who are finalists are.
Accept the responsibility of being the best player. One of the things that we do every day is we have an oath, and one of the things they talk about is accepting the responsibility, and we talk to them about it all the time. And, to be one of the guys, to be in a spotlight, to be a playmaker, you got to make those plays when it's time to make them. And often we talk to our kids about, is it okay for a surgeon to make a mistake? Nah, somebody dies if they make a mistake. Is it okay for a SWAT team member to make a mistake? Nah, somebody dies. Firefighter, nah, somebody dies. So we talk to our kids all the time about accepting that responsibility, that it's not okay to make mistakes. And, when kids are able to accept that responsibility, that's when we put them in that category of being one of our guys that we can rely on. There's nothing worse to do than when you have to rely on an unreliable person. One of our major lessons that we have for our kids is there's only one thing that you can control in this world, and that's what you do. No matter who you're playing against, if you execute technique, it doesn't matter. If you execute technique better than your opponent, then you're going to be successful. So,
all right, now we want to take a look at the 2020 season and go back on where we started, how these teams prepared, what players' expectations were, and kind of go from there. And to do this, we're going to go back on some of the preseason interviews that we conducted with.
It is. It's stressful. It's stressful for coaches. It's stressful for kids. Just not knowing the uncertainty. Are we going to play? When are we going to start? Are we going to start? Are we not going to play at all? Are we going to play 7 games? We're going to play 5 games. We're going to play 10. There's a lot of questions, and there's a lot of plans. UIL has a plan. TEA has a plan. The local government has a plan. Everybody has a plan. Unfortunately, none of them match each other. So it's been very difficult for us to, get back to workouts and then get stopped again and they have to restart at some point. But we're just eager. We miss our dudes, and we're excited to get back whenever they let us. So, of course, safety of our coaches and our players is the most important. But we need to get back on the field. We need to get playing football. We need to get back to the thing these kids have worked so hard for to get to their senior year. We need to get back to that.
Well, our expectations are the same for every year, and it doesn't really matter where anybody ranks us. What we're going to preach to our kids is we're always going to try to go undefeated. We're going to try to win a district title. We're going to try to get into that by-district round and the area playoffs and win as many games as possible. We set goals at the beginning of the year and we strive for those goals until those goals are obtained or unattainable. But rankings are fun and predictions are fun and all that, but there's a reason why football's played on the field.
The recruiting site says I'm like the number 1 linebacker. I really don't think that. I got to prove myself one linebacker in the nation. And I just want to, prove everybody wrong. People might think, oh, no, he's overrated or anything. But no, I'm trying to prove like I'm the best I can be. And you try to get a scholarship, try to do all this, and then try to, make it big. That's everybody's dream.
Regardless of what's going on in our on our planet right now with COVID-19 and the pandemic, our expectations don't change. We coach our kids and men step on our campus to do everything within their ability to be as successful as they can. So, it's not like we're facing the adversity by ourselves. Everyone's facing the adversity at the same time. So we're going to have the same expectations. We expect to go out and win district at the end of the season, whatever that looks like, and, try to be victorious in every game that we play.
Well, I'm a competitive person, so I want to be the best at everything, my position, at everything that I do. So that's the reason I wake up every morning, I show out, go 100%, so I could be the best.
It's a positive outlook, and I applaud our district for taking the lead in putting the kind of protocols in place that are going to keep our kids in the safest environment possible. Much safer than what they're in right now, where they just go out to whatever park they want to go to and do whatever they want to do. So I'm looking forward to providing our kids with the safest environment possible.
I would just want to tell the coach that, I'm hardworking. I love to compete, and when I go on the field, I'm just going to go as hard as I can and try and put some points up.
I would tell the coach that my work ethic is amazing. I don't give up at anything. If I struggle, I just keep going until I get it. And, I'm a hard worker in everything I do. And if I don't get it in the beginning, I'm going to keep trying until I get it, until I succeed.
It's challenging. Every week you got to be on. Every week you got to perform. You cannot have a letdown game, and because one game will devastate your chances sometimes of making the playoffs. So, that's the unique thing about our district is that there are no easy games, and you have to get yourself prepared every single week. And, every week is a different challenge with different types of players and different offenses and defenses and excellent coaches in our district too.
So it's a challenge that we look forward to and that we embrace.
I've been emailing coaches almost every week, trying to like a big offer, but I'm just waiting for the season to start, because I feel like I'm gonna have a breakout season.
Okay, that's understandable.
Like, I'm accountable. I'll be there. I'm gonna be a good leader for the team. And when it's game time, just know I'll be ready to bring it. Of course, go out there and show everyone what I got.
Well, I think the expectations that we've set at Parkland High School don't really change. It's really about improving on the previous year. So we talk about, improvement from year to year, what we did well, where we fell short, and how do we improve that. So, of course, winning the district championship is the first goal. Winning by district would be the next goal. Winning the area championship and continuing to move one step closer to the state championship. I think that's everybody's goal as head football coaches for their programs. Last year we won all our games in El Paso, and we got out of town and then didn't get it done. So, trying to find a way to jump over that next step, get over the hump, so to say, and get a little bit deeper into the playoffs.
Playing football has been a dream of mine since I was a kid. So being as big as possible, trying to possibly even go pro is just mind-boggling to me. I want to do everything. Since I was a kid, I wanted to play football. So that's just been my thing growing up, and I love it.
It's the drive to get better. It's kind of as if when we were little, our parents instilled it in us to keep climbing the ladder. There's no stopping on the ladder. My mom always told me that if I'm going to do something, do it at my best potential and keep going and going and going. And so when I think you start building a bond with your teammates, and that bond that you started when you were little, you want to keep going and going and going. And you see people better than you at the college level, the NFL level, pro level. You want to be just like them. So you want to get better and better and better. And so we use our teammates around us to strive and go better and go harder every single day. So wake up with the passion to get better. And it's a good thing that Coach Franz, he pushes, he told me one time, it was like, if I have to depend on an alarm clock to get up, then it's not for me. So therefore, we wake up every day with the mission to go undefeated. We wake up every day thinking about the loss to Wichita Falls last year. We wake up every day ready to redeem ourselves, ready to take back what we should have accomplished last year.
So one of the things we wanted to do this year was to bring a spotlight on sports here in the Borderland. We did that through creation of a magazine, this award show. All these things were done to really motivate the student athletes, bring spotlight on what's going on here in the Borderland and all that. So we're going to run a video here to explain why we started what we started and the direction we plan to go. Everybody out there probably don't realize what we're talking about. We're talking about the power rankings and the top 30, the watch list. It stirred up really the whole city. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to really start a dialogue and to get the players, the coaches involved. And the thing is that it's going to all settle out on the field. But our intent, though, is to really highlight all the student athletes, the top performers as we go along through the season. That's really the intent and the end game for the whole thing.
And the nominees are
senior wide receiver from El Dorado High School, Carmelas Carr Jr.
The leading receiver in the Borderland this year with over 174 yards per game and 8 touchdowns in 4 games played. His speed and hands left many defensive backs wondering how they would stop him.
senior quarterback from Islay High School, Orion Olivas.
This Houston Baptist University commit lit up scoreboards with over 368 yards per game in the 3 games he played, making him the Borderland leader as the top quarterback. He led his team to an undefeated regular season and a playoff berth.
Junior quarterback from Eastwood High School, Andrew Martinez.
With 246 yards per game, Andrew was one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the Borderland, leading his team to an undefeated regular season.
So we're going to take some time here. What do you guys think about looking at yourself, looking at your highlight videos, and looking back and thinking back on the season? What are you guys' thoughts on your performance and all of that and what your teams did?
I'm just glad that we actually got to play because, some schools in other states they didn't even get to play, and it was a struggle for like some teams, to like the summertime we didn't get to have off season, so coming into this year kind of blind and having to process everything faster. Just grateful we got out there and did what we had to do.
I'm happy with the way that I played and even happier with the way that my team played, but there is more room for improvement for me and much more to get better on for next year.
Now we're going to take a look at our final two nominees here for the Borderland Sports Report Outstanding Performer of the Year in Football.
Senior running back from Del Valle High School, Joel Serrano.
As the leading rusher in the Borderlands with over 194 yards per game, Joel's bruising runs left many a secondary quaking in their cleats.
Senior running back from Austin High School, William Rodriguez III.
By far the best two-way player in the Borderland, William was top 9 in rushing with over 152 yards per game as a running back and top 2 in tackles with over 14 tackles per game as a linebacker.
So, gentlemen, we'll pose the same question to you. Looking back at your highlight video and thinking about what you guys accomplished during this year, Joel, what comes to mind for you?
I'm just blessed to have even played this year. So, being able to play with my teammates and be there with my coaches was something special. So looking back now, don't take anything for granted.
So, William, what are your thoughts?
Well, kind of back to what Joel said, I was happy to be able to play with my team. It was kind of unexpected. We really didn't know what was going to happen this year. But as for my level of play and the way I played, I'm not happy with it personally. I did do some good things, and, I made a lot of mistakes as well. I always think there's room for improvement. I think I could do better. I think my potential has not even been close to being reached. So that's how I feel about my level of play, how I played this season. But as for being able to play, I'm grateful and blessed. I'm in love with the game, so I'm happy that I was able to play this season.
Good deal, good deal. So now the time that everyone's been watching this, waiting to know who is the Borderland Sports Report Outstanding Performer of the Year in football.
And the winner of the 2020 Borderland Sport Report Outstanding Performance Award is William Rodriguez III. Congratulations.
Go ahead.
All right, well, thankful for my coaches, my teammates, of course. Without them, I couldn't have got the film and done the things I've been able to do this season. Thankful for my parents, they helped me a lot through the off season when I couldn't work out with my team much. Thankful to God that I was able to play this game. Thankful for everybody who supported me, watches me, and that's about it. Just thankful, blessed.
Ready? So we are standing here with the winner, William Rodriguez III. Congratulations, young man. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Expecting big things out of you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, no worries. Thank you.